Hi everybody and welcome to the very first favourites video of 2016. I've managed to make it through a whole month of 2016, which is a bit weird because in my mind I'm still completely in Christmas mode, which basically means I'm still eating complete rubbish and pretending I'm on holiday. So monthly favourites are still going to be a staple in my video routine this year, and I hope you guys are still enjoying them. Let me know if you like them or if you want to see them in a slightly different format. I really enjoy filming them. I think there's always room for a favourites video every month, and it's just a good way to really round up all the beauty products that I've been loving. However, I thought today, as it is the first monthly favourites of the year, I would just do a massive January favourites extravaganza, and I have all sorts of things here, from beauty to lifestyle to fashion, just pretty much everything that I've been loving in January. So I'm going to start with the regular. I'm going to start with beauty favourites, and most of these actually consist of skincare and hair products. I haven't really strayed from the makeup that I featured in December's favourites. I will link that down below if you haven't seen that one. So pretty much everything in this makeup bag is all that I've been using. I've been living out of this thing, which is really strange because I'm usually not a makeup bag user, but as I am still yet to have a place to do my makeup, this has been in the kitchen, it's been living in my living room. I just haven't really found a place to set up. So I'm going to start with the regular. I'm going to start with beauty favourites, and most of these actually consist of skincare and hair products. I haven't really my little beauty routine and my mirrors and my brushes and everything, so at the moment I'm living out of this. I do really like this makeup bag. It's from DVF. It has these really pretty lips all over it, and it's a really good size. Fits a lot in here. This is basically my whole routine and then some, but it hasn't really changed a lot, so there aren't a great deal of makeup things to talk about. I do, however, have two products that I featured in a haul recently, and I'm just obsessed with them now. They are my life. I've been wearing them literally on alternate days every other day, and they are two of the Kat Von D Everlasting liquid lipsticks. As you can see, I'm wearing this on my lips right now. I have the red shade here, which is called Outlaw, and I've also been so into Lolita too. You've probably seen me wearing this in a few videos. I think it was in my what's in my bag video, and I'm just so surprised that I like this colour. It's not a shade that I ever thought I'd be into. It's a very different colour than my usual go-to shades. It's basically one of those slightly 90s inspired dark brown lipsticks, but it has an edge to it which I think makes it really wearable. It's almost got a bit of a pinky tone to it, and they actually describe it as terracotta, and I kind of really agree with that. It's got this very warming, very bright shade to it, which really makes a difference because usually I can't really go for a brown based lipstick. It tends to just rag my whole face down, but this I am really into, and these really are just the best liquid lipstick formulas. I love them so much. They're so thin and so pigmented, so you can really put a lot on, get the right amount of pigment that you need, and they just never look cakey. So I have so much love for these. I wish I had more colours. Sephora, I am coming for you to buy some more. They're usually out of stock though, the ones that I like. I did want to quickly mention as well another Kat Von D product that I also talked about in my Sephora haul. This is the Shade and Light palette, and I've actually been surprised at how much I really like this. It's become a bit of a staple in my makeup routine. I've used it every single day. I haven't really explored the whole palette and used all the colours and found a use for every single bit of it, but these two here, these two bronzer shades, this one is my ultimate perfect contour colour. I absolutely love it, and it's really been encouraging me to contour a lot more. So if you've been noticing some chiseled cheekbones, this is why. And then I have been using the lighter shades as well, more of an under eye highlight or an under eye setting powder, and that's not something I ever really did. And a lot of you guys actually asked me why I hadn't been setting my concealer, because I do suffer from a lot of smudging with my mascara, and you were just curious as to why I'd never actually tried that, because it makes sense to do so, but I just never really like the feeling of powder under my eyes. I have quite dry eyes anyway, so when you powder things and set things down, it just gets a little bit cakey and a bit dry. But they're really nice powders, and they are slightly creamy, so they feel a little bit hydrating under there, and they just seem to work really well. So quick mention to this, I really like it. So as most of you have probably noticed if you've been watching the last few videos, in the middle of the month I went a bit lighter with my hair. I had a lot cut off because it was very damaged, but I also went a bit more blonde. Basically, I'm making steps or making my way to becoming completely blonde. I'm basically obsessed with Jennifer Lawrence's hair at the moment, and I want it on my scalp. This is 2 lots of bleach, and I already had existing lightening and bleach in there as well, and it just refuses to get to that nice icy cool blonde that I really want. So I've been using a lot of purple based products, purple shampoos, purple conditioners, purple toners. I definitely think it's working, especially at the ends here. It looks a lot more cool toned in what I'm going for. And one of the products for that I've been using and actually really enjoying is the Davines Alchemic shampoo for natural uncoloured hair. This is the silver version. I've tried a lot of purple shampoos in the past. A few of them are just packed full of purple dye, I guess, and they just feel like they really clog up my hair, and you can never really rinse out all of the shampoo, and it just doesn't feel particularly great. But this one's actually quite different. It is just like a shampoo. It foams up. It doesn't have much of a purple tint to it, but it definitely does kind of do something in terms of balancing out the shade of my hair. So although it doesn't look like the strongest purple shampoo out there, I think it actually works the best, and it actually works as a really great shampoo as well. It really cleans my hair, makes it feel nice and light and bouncy, which is what I always look for in a shampoo. And I've also been trying to combat any extra damage. I really don't want my hair to get to the state where it's just too damaged and too dry, especially as it's quite blonde now. So I've been trying to prevent that by using a few things. One is a mask, and this is from Bumble and Bumble. It's their Mending mask, which I think is actually their strongest, most intense mask. This stuff feels so great. I feel like you can instantly feel that your hair is smoother and softer when you use this. It says to leave it on for 10 minutes. I usually try and leave it on as long as possible, so I'll put it on in the shower and then just get out and kind of mill around in my towel for half an hour. And I think leaving it on for as long as possible really makes such a difference. I have actually tried to sleep in this once, but it just ruined my pillow, so I wouldn't advise that. But it honestly feels like it's just erasing any damage, any dryness, any brittle feeling that my hair has. And I've either been mixing it in with my conditioner kind of half and half, or just putting it straight onto my hair every other time that I use it. So this I think is really helping treat my hair to something nice and moisturising. And then I've also been using a heat protectant. Now this might be a bit of a shock to most of you, but I never use heat protectant on my hair. I know that is just absolutely terrible. So I thought it was about time that I actually invested in one, and I went for another one from Davines, mainly because the packaging really drew me to this. I'm not sure there's ever much of a difference with heat styling and heat protectant, especially these kind of spray ones, which just really feel like you're spraying water onto your hair. But I have noticed in the past, when I do actually remember to use them, is that they can make my hair feel a bit weighed down and a bit greasy because you're just adding more and more product on, and I like to keep it quite minimal with the product in my hair these days. I spray this on, and I do spray it quite liberally, especially in the ends of my hair now, and I've never felt an excess amount of product. It's never really felt like it's on there, but I definitely think it's working and doing something. And whenever I blow dry my hair now or straighten it, it definitely feels a lot softer. So I'm putting it down to this, and I also hope I'm saying Davines right and it's not Davines or Davines. Who knows? I feel like I say this every single month, but my skin just gets drier and drier by the day now. So all the skincare products that I've been really enjoying this month have been super geared towards hydrating my skin. I have a serum here, and this is definitely a bit of a throwback. It's the Caudalie Vino Source S.O.S serum. I feel like I used to mention this in favourites many years ago, and it was just an absolute winner for me. I always really liked it. It definitely always helped my skin to feel a bit more hydrated. So I decided to pick it up again this month and give it a go, because I just remembered that it actually worked for me, and I really like this. Kind of reminds me slightly of the Sarah Chapman Intense Hydrating Booster, but with a bit more of a milky texture. But actually, although it sinks in and you can't feel it on your skin, it definitely works at really plumping it up and rehydrating it. I think these lighter texture products like this one and the Sarah Chapman one are really the key to keeping your skin nice and hydrated. I think if you're putting something really heavy and really rich on and just relying on that, it's going to make your skin feel really soft, but it's not going to moisturise deep down. So if you have dry skin at the moment, I do recommend checking out this one. On top of that though, I have been layering on quite a rich, intense moisturiser, and this is actually a different version of one of my favourite ever all-time favourite moisturisers. It's from Kiehl's. It's the Ultra Facial Deep Moisturising Balm, and you should all know that I'm a massive fan of the Ultra Facial Cream. It's one of my favourite go-to moisturisers. So when I saw this, I was very intrigued, and at first I didn't really get it. It basically is just a super thick, almost like a lip balm or a kind of multi-purpose use balm. So I was a bit cautious when I put this on my face, but actually it just feels so amazing. I can't really describe it. It's not like anything I've ever used. I can use this under makeup and I can also use this at night, so it just sort of adapts to how I need it to work. It doesn't look greasy under makeup at all, but it also kind of keeps my skin hydrated all night long when I use it in the evening, so it's a bit of a wonder product. I'm actually really impressed with this. And then my last skincare favourite, I actually mentioned this briefly in my What's in My Bag video, that I was just generally so excited that I actually have one of these, and it's the Glossier Balm Dotcom Lip Balm. I actually have the second one, which I covered in the Glossier stickers, which I just think is so cool. Their whole brand and premise and ethics is all based around very simple and very easy to use skincare, and this is just a very simple but very amazing balm. So I've been just such a massive fan of this month, fangirling all over the place. So I just wish I could try more Glossier products. Hopefully they're working on their shipping and it will come to the UK eventually. I have high hopes that it will. I have my fingers crossed because I'm just dying to try all the other products. I really need them in my life. Okay, so that is the beauty portion of this video over and done with, and now I want to talk about a few more lifestyle-y bits and just other favourites from this month. And my first kind of favourite, or sort of way of working type favourite, is just to be generally a bit more organised and a bit more on it with things. Hopefully you should have seen my daily routine video in which I basically pledged to be more of a morning person, and so far so good. I feel like I am now morning Alex. It's tough and I don't love it, but it's definitely happening. I'm the biggest night owl. I like to stay up until the wee hours of the morning and just generally wake up in the afternoon, but so far this month I've really been changing that and trying to go to bed a lot earlier. I have actually been really enjoying it, and I feel like it really sets me up ready for the day, which is great. So I've also been a lot more organised this month, and I'm just not the most organised person ever, and I feel like it's taken me quite a few, even maybe years, to work out the way in which I need to work, in which my brain responds best to. So I've tried making lists in notebooks or on pieces of paper. I've tried doing the online listing thing, which is great, but I feel like having it on a computer is just very easy to shut down and forget about. So I think I finally found my balance, and that is just writing basically all my thoughts down, whether it's a list, whether it's things I need to do for the day, if it's ideas that I've had, if they're work related or not, just basically chucking everything down on a piece of paper. And I feel like it's been really working for me, and these two actually I wanted to talk about because they're just my favourite books to write in at the moment. I got these from Urban Outfitters for Christmas. Actually, funny story, I got 3 sets of these. Obviously the different members of my family know me very well. I really like them though because they're quite big. Obviously they look beautiful as well. They're marble print and they have rose gold on them, but they're a great size to write down, and they're also quite thin as well. I do prefer a thinner notebook. I just find I work better in it. So these I've really been enjoying writing in, and they just look beautiful too. And then I've also got myself a diary this year. I do rely a lot on the calendar on my phone and on my laptop, but I think it's also great to have a hard copy of everything. One of the things that I really like to do in the morning and the start of my day is just open this up and flick through, see if I have anything that needs doing, and just generally see what is going on in my life. This one I picked up in Staples. It's actually a Collins diary, so I'm sure you can get it a few other places. But what I really like about it is that it has the days of the week on one whole page. So one day is one page, so there's plenty of room to write things down. But it also has times on here, and they're in half-an-hour intervals. And actually planning out my day according to the time, so knowing where I have to be at a certain time or what I should be doing during those few hours is really helpful to me. So this diary is definitely one of my favourites this month. So one of my favourite things that came out this month is actually a new book, and this is from Deliciously Ella. It's her second cookbook. I've been eagerly awaiting this coming out. I think for the last 3 or 4 months I've wanted this. I had it on pre-order. It turned up at my door on the day that it came out, and I'm just so happy to have a new one of these because I've pretty much rinsed the first one of every single recipe. So as soon as this turned up, I just went through it completely, read every single recipe and wrote quite a few things down, and I've been really enjoying getting back into healthy eating again and just really making my own things, making good food, nice plant-based food. So I definitely recommend checking this book out if you're after some inspiration for the beginning of the year. On the subject of healthy eating, can we just talk about this jumper that I'm wearing, which is actually also one of my favourites. I picked this up from the Topshop sale in January, and it says Kale Club, and it has a piece of kale on it. I love it. So I have to talk about this candle now because I can smell it and it just smells so good that I have to gush about it. This is the Diptyque Feu de Bois candle. It basically smells like logs burning Wood Burning Fire. It's such a beautiful, really warming, very homely scent. You may not immediately think that a wood burning fire is a scent that you need in your home. It doesn't smell smoky at all. It's not a very intense smoky smell, but it's just very cozy and so warm and so beautiful. So this has just been my favourite candle this month. I've been burning this alongside one of the Yankee Candle Christmas editions, which is Fireside Treats, which basically smells like marshmallows. So that very sweet scent mixed in with a kind of more smoky wood burning fire is just a match made in heaven, and I think I'm gonna have to buy myself a large one of these because I don't want to run out of it. My next favourite is a bit more of a techie one, so I'm not sure how many of you will be interested in this, but if you're into photography, if you're a blogger yourself, if you make YouTube videos, this might come in handy. This has been my favourite lens this month, and in fact probably for the last couple of months. I want to get the name of this right, so I'm going to read it directly off of the lens, and it's the Canon EF 50mm f1.4 lens. I feel like if you live in the camera world and you know a lot about lenses, this is just one of the most beautiful looking lenses, and I've been coveting this for so long. I finally decided to get this. I kind of treated myself to it as a bit of an early Christmas present, and I just absolutely love it. It makes everything look so beautiful. I don't know much of the terminology of this, but it's a fixed point lens and it has a very low aperture, so you can get that beautiful blurry background, some nice bokeh going on, but it just makes everything look so soft and beautiful, but it's also quite sharp as well, so the things in focus remain very sharp and very detailed, but the lighting and the background is just really soft and beautiful. I've been filming a lot of my tutorials with this and my makeup videos, so if I've been putting makeup on my face, this is the lens I've been using, and I know I do get a lot of questions about cameras and lenses and all the equipment that I use. It's also quite handy in the winter if you do struggle with lots of darkness, because we all know that the lighting is not great in winter. Because you can open the aperture up really wide, it just makes everything a lot brighter and a lot more light gets in there, so it's a good one if you do have kind of darker working conditions. So this has just become my little blogging baby. I'll leave a few links down below for videos that I filmed with this if you are interested in seeing how it works. I filmed a few sit down videos with it, and I've also filmed a few out and about videos as well, so you can kind of compare the difference. I was debating whether or not to mention this last thing as a favourite, but I really want to talk about it, and I'm so excited about it that I think you guys will be excited about it too. I'm very aware that I just bought myself a Kate Spade handbag, and I actually have just made a video about that, but at the beginning of the month I went to Bicester Village, and I feel like it's very easy to get very spendy very quickly in Bicester Village. There's so many beautiful things, and they're also all really well discounted too, so it's a great place if you do want to splash out on something a bit more high priced. So this is what I bought, and oh, guys, I'm just so in love with this. It's a mini lily. So for those of you who aren't that clued up on your handbags, this is from Mulberry, and it's actually a really funny story. This is the jungle green colour, and this actually came out in their summer collection last year, and I really loved it. I was really kind of interested in it. I thought about purchasing it, but then it went completely out of stock. So I decided not to get it, but I've always been really into the kind of really small size of these mini lilies. They're basically just big purses on a nice crossbody strap. So I kind of forgot about it. I was sad for a little bit and then moved on, but I saw that they had this colour in Bicester Village, obviously because they have off-season things, because they're an outlet store, and I just decided I had to have it because it's kind of a one-off colour. They probably won't do anything like this again, so I decided to get it. I brought it home with me, and I just really love it. I think it's the best little mini bag. These mini lilies are great because they kind of fit in your phone and your keys and just little essentials. There's not a massive amount of room in there, but I think this is going to be a really amazing summer bag. I like to carry quite a small bag around with me in summer, so I'm really looking forward to wearing this then, but I've also got so much use out of it now as well. I just am really happy with this purchase, as you can probably tell because I am beaming right now. So this little thing has definitely been one of my favourite things this month, and that pretty much rounds this video up. I feel like that was a whole lot of things being talked about in a short space of time, so I hope you enjoyed this big January favourites extravaganza. The rest of my monthly favourites videos this year probably won't be as long as this unless I just have tons and tons of stuff to ramble about, so I'm going to keep them a bit more short and condensed, so make the most of this one while you have it. I'd also love to know what all your favourites were this month, if you have any amazing beauty finds, anything that you've been loving, or just anything in general really. Let me know in the comments down below, and don't forget to give this video a like as well and subscribe while you're there. So thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all soon. Bye!